V house, we pride ourselves in being the best, so we show that we're the best. And these aren't just plaques on the wall, these are cash money prizes that you can win just from coming here to Hutch and learning everything you can learn in the Arts AV cluster. We've got so many right here. That's about $1,000, probably more. Mr. Johnson's gotten $800 just by himself, not counting all the students. All right, so now we're gonna go into the first room in the Arts AV cluster and my personal favorite spot, the control room. Let's head in there. All right, so in here we've got the latest, the greatest setup. And in case you guys didn't know, we've got our very own news show, Hawk Hit News, and this is where all the magic happens. Let's check it out. Yo, this is my boy Taylor Gatto, senior here at Hutch. Taylor, what are you and Shayla working on right now?
We're just working on our Hawk Hit News program. With this system that we have here, we can do anything you can imagine, live sport broadcast. This is the same system the Miami Heat use, so you know we're top of our game.
Sounds like we're pretty set up. So not only do we have this super cool switchboard that the Miami Heat also uses, we've got this dope audio board to make sure all of our anchors and everything sound really great. As if this wasn't cool enough, let's get into the main place. Let's hop on over to the studio. All right guys, this is the main hangout, the main place where all the work gets done. Yo, we've got the coolest and the best lab set up in here, and it's all been put together by our super cool teacher, Mr. Johnson.
Yo, what's up, Alyssa? What's up, guys? Welcome to my crib. Yeah, this place is super souped up, including we got screens. 70-inch 4K screens here, MacBook Pros, not those cheap little white MacBooks. We got the MacBook Pro 13 inches there. We've got monitors in the back booths and the side booths. We got so sick of our paper bulletin board, we put monitors in our hallway. All total, 1,111 inches of just pure viewing pleasure right here in Arts AV. You can come check it out.
That's a lot.
Okay, good.
All right, and if you guys really just need to sit down and grind on your work, we've got these super cool back booths with dual monitors. And here's my boy Jaden. Hey Jaden, what are you working on?
I'm just working on some logos so we can get out to the companies, make them look good.
All right, well it seems like you're doing a pretty good job. I'll let you get back to work. Here at Hutch, we use the latest and the greatest software. All the things that your favorite movies, posters, commercials were made on, we use this same editing software, because we're the best. All right guys, let's head over into our equipment room. We've got everything under the sun in here. We've got microphones, we've got DSLR cameras, we've got video cameras, Canon, Nikon, Sony, we've even got freaking GoPros. And we want you to get the best hands-on experience with the greatest equipment out there. That's why you can check this out.
They're gonna grab a camera. Remember, you gotta do at least 2 games. We only did 1 yesterday. So you can get that far one over there.
All right, you want to turn it on?
What? You're going there? Okay. Excuse me, Big Tail. Thanks, Chief.
Sir?
Alright, so that one's Hutchison. I'm doing Valdez, I guess.
Which camera was I talking about?
We're not even on, are we?
I think we are.
Are we on?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't hear you.
them, but then we can, if they can hear me.
Between the Valdez Buccaneers and the Hutchison Hawks. The winner of this game is guaranteed a berth at state. Not spelled B-I-R-T-H, the other kind. A spot at state.
What did he say? Who's this guy?
Welcome back to some Aurora Conference volleyball action here. The current game is the Valdez Buccaneers and the Hutchison Hawks.
And you're listening to KDHS LP 95.5 FM Delta Junction, the world's biggest little station. This is a co-broadcast with Hutchison High School's stream team. And if you're just joining us, this is a game between the Hutchison Hawks and Valdez Buccaneers.
All right, so number 10 for Valdez serves it over the net.
And the spike by number 2 on Hutch is out of bounds, and it is a 3-0 lead for the Buccaneers.
Number 10, Kendall Weisenberg, serves it over the net.
Hit up and over.
And it's knocked out of bounds by Valdez.
And the serve by number 8 for Hutch.
Valdez able to set it up. Up to number 4.
Blocked by number 11, but it's out of bounds. It is a 4-1 Buccaneers lead.
Number 5 for the Bucks. Serves it. Goes over the net.
Hit up by number 7. And number 10 will hit it over the net.
Valdez able to keep it alive. Number 1 is able to spike it over. And
blocked by 11, but it's short, and there's another Buccaneers point.
Number 5, Carly Fleming, up for the serve yet again. It goes over the net.
Dug out by number 7, sets up a spike for Hutch.
Valdez with a nice tip.
And number 8 is unable to dig it out for the Hutchison Hawks.
Valdez off to a nice early lead here in the first set.
3.
And number 5, Carly Fleming, is going to serve for the Buccaneers here again. Seems as though the Hutchison coach is going to talk it over with the ref. All right, we're ready for some volleyball action here again. And the serve is good.
And that's hit out of bounds by number 11 on Hutchison. And it is 7-1 Buccaneers.
Yep, Valdez has been up to a nice early lead here in the first set. Number 5 for the Buccaneers will serve it again.
And that's dug by number 11, Hutch. Sets up a tap for number 2. 11 with the spike, goes straight to the wall behind Valdez, and it is an 8-1 lead.
Just a little
for
too
the Buccaneers.
powerful on that spike. And Carly Fleming will serve again for the Buccaneers here.
That's dug by number 7. Sets up a spike for number 2, but it's short.
And it seems that the
That's
coaches
dug by
will
number
talk it
7.
over with their players here. So, Kale, what do you think that Valdez is doing to have this early lead?
They're just hitting the ball in good spots where a lot of Hutch players really aren't, and it takes a lot of effort for Hutch to get there. And because a lot of times the serves for Valdez are hit off a Hutch player and out of bounds, giving them some easy points.
That is very true. Both teams are putting up a really good fight, though, I'd say. Lots of effort out here.
Yeah, this game, the winner does get a berth in state, so
they're playing for a lot here. Yep, this win really matters here. And we're about ready to start the volleyball action here again in the first set of the Valdez-Hutchison game. The score is 9-1 Valdez. Serve is good.
Dug by number 11, sets up a spike for 2.
Valdez able to keep it alive.
There's a dig by 7. The tap by 11.
And number 1 with a nice little set over the net.
Hutch was unable to recover on that nice hit by Valdez.
Yeah, that was a nice trick shot, I would say.
Yeah.
Very effective. Number 5 up to serve again. And this time it's no good.
Valdez was looking for that 10-point lead in the match, was unable to get it as they lead the Hutchison Hawks by 8. And that serve is good by
Valdez is keeping it alive. And a nice spike by number 1 here for Valdez.
That ball just got the far corner.
And there seems to be a substitution. Number 8, Ellie Saber is coming into the game here. Number 6 for Valdez has a nice serve.
That's up for number 2, Alyssa Goforth. She spikes it over.
And a nice spike by number 4 from Valdez, Cassie Howard.
And the Valdez Buccaneers have a 12-2 lead in the first match.
Number 6, Sydney Johnson, sends it over the net. And this is some good volley action here.
And as number 11 tried to block it, it wasn't enough as the ball went into the Hutch zone, and we have a 13-2 Buccaneers lead. Valdez seems to be dominating this game early.
Yes, they've been very aggressive thus far. The extra aggressiveness has resulted in a nice lead. And the serve is over.
There's a dig by number 8. Number 12 with the spike.
Valdez keeps it alive. Number 4 is able to barely hit it over the net. Wow, that was impressive.
Hutch again was unable to block that. Sets up a score for Valdez. Hutch just seemed to fall into a hole early in this match.
And Sydney Johnson is unable to get the ball over the net here. And a substitution is being made. Kira Friend is coming into the game for Sydney Johnson.
And number 2, Alyssa Goforth, will serve for Hutch. And that was out of bounds on the serve.
Cassie Howard will serve for the Buccaneers. Nice serve, goes right over the net.
And there's a spike by number 11.
Nice spike, and Valdez was unable to dig it out.
And if you're just joining us, you're watching the semifinals of the Aurora Conference Volleyball Championships, as the Valdez Buccaneers battle the Hutchison Hawks and currently lead 15-4. And there's a tap by Valdez.
Jade Watts was able to have a nice tap there to send the ball over the net and result in a point for the Buccaneers here. And currently she is going up to serve. Nice serve.
And number 11, Jada Russell, is unable to control that serve as it goes out of bounds.
She serves it again. Nice.
Dig by number 7 sets up the spike.
Nice dig by Jade Watts. Valdez able to keep it alive and bring it over the net.
Set by 5.
Valdez has a nice effort here, able to keep it alive.
And there's another block by Hutch. Valdez keeps it alive.
This has been a very impressive volley thus far.
And number 12, Taylor Edgerly for Hutch, hits it into no man's land for Valdez as they start to have this comeback.
That's a very good volley, though. That's very impressive.
And Edgerly will serve for Hutch.
Valdez keeps it alive. And it's blocked.
It's blocked by number 8 for Hutch, but it goes out of bounds. It is an 18-5 Valdez Buccaneers lead.
And Valdez has a nice serve.
Dug by number 11, Jada Russells. And it's dug by number 2, Alyssa Goforth. There's some communication by Hutch. Sets up a score for Valdez.
And the coaches want to talk it over. That's the first time in this game I think we've seen some miscommunication by any team.
Both teams have been playing really well, even though the score is pretty lopsided in this one.
So, Kale, what do you think Hutch needs to do to come back into this game?
Well, really, they're getting outplayed above the net by Valdez. They're a way taller team than Hutch. They just need to pick their spots and make sure they can dig the balls. A lot of times, when they're digging the ball, it's going off into the stands and out of bounds, giving Valdez some easy points.
I'd have to agree with you there, Kale. That is very true. All right, we're back to this volleyball action here. Jillian Fleming will serve for the Valdez Buccaneers here as we get ready to resume volleyball. And she has a nice serve.
And it's dug by number 2, Alyssa Goforth, sets up a spike. Number
Valdez
12.
able to keep it alive. Right over the net.
Hit up by 11, and there's a spike by 10. Bounces off the top of the net and scores for the Hutchison Hawks.
Number 1, Jade Watts, was just short of getting that dig there.
And number 5, Emily Wayfield, will serve for Hutch.
Valdez able to keep it alive there. Number 11.
Blocked by number 8, but it goes off to the right. And number 10, Grace Hallbrooks, was unable to get that dig.
Number 10, Kendall Wassenberg, is going to sub in for the Valdez Buccaneers, and she is now going to serve. Nice serve there.
And number 2 for Hutch was just short on that tap. So it is a 21-6 Buccaneers lead as they are closing in on a 1-0 lead over the Hawks in this semifinals game.
Wassenberg's serve was not quite good enough to go over the net that time.
And number 8 for Hutch will serve, and that goes off to the left and out of bounds.
And Carly Fleming is substituted in for the Valdez Buccaneers here, and she's going to serve for them. And the serve is good.
And there's a dig by number 7, Bree Majors, sets up a hit for number 8 on Hutch.
Valdez sets it up. Number 4, Cassie Howard was able to.
Dug by number 5, sets up a hit back over by 11. And there's a spike, but it did not hit the hands of number 7, Bree Majors. And it goes out of bounds. And Valdez is 3 points away from winning the first match of this semifinal game. Bree Majors with the serve. Tapped back over by 11. Number 8 with the dig. And number 5 will hit it back over the net for Hutch.
Valdez keeps it alive with a nice set over the net.
7 sets it. And that goes off the hands of number 10 of Valdez, and Hutch seems to be on a little bit of a comeback right now.
They do. Both teams playing very good volleyball here.
That serve was short, but it was dug out by Valdez. Sets up a spike for number 2, and it was blocked.
Nice block by Sydney Johnson here to give the Valdez Buccaneers an extra point. 2 away from match point here in the first set of game 1 of the semifinals. The score is currently 23-9. Valdez with the commanding lead. And Sydney Johnson will serve for the Valdez Buccaneers.
And that's hit up by number 8 for Hutch. Sets up a set for number 2, Alyssa Goforth, but that spike is short again.
And it will be match point here in set number 1, game 1 of the semifinals. Sydney Johnson with the serve. It is good.
Dug by number 2, hit back over by 5. And number 7 digs it out for Hutch. The set by 5 sets up a spike for number 11, and that one's good as Hutch tries to stay alive in this one.
And that was just a good, nice attack all the way around, right into no man's land.
And number 2, Alyssa Goforth, will serve for Hutch. That serve is good.
And it's nice over the net.
Dug out by number 8. Great save. Sets up a spike for Valdez, and it's hit back into the zone by Hutch, and number 8 will hit it back over as we have a great rally right now.
And that was a nice spike
Off
there.
the hands of number 8 for Hutch, and Valdez will take a 1-0 lead in game 1 of the semifinals.
There's been some great volleyball here so far, Kale. What do you think Hutchison needs to do to win this second set?
Really, they need a lot more energy. They had a little bit moments of miscommunication in that first match, and it seems like they can be in this game, even though that first score was very lopsided. They do have a chance to come back and win this one, and we should have some interesting volleyball coming up in the semifinals.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem as though any team is clearly outmatched in this game. They've both been playing pretty good volleyball here.
Just the execution for the Buccaneers is far superior than Hutchison Hawks.
Because they don't have that many outputs.
And we're getting ready for some more volleyball action here
If you have your mic turned on.
in the Aurora Conference Tournaments volleyball semifinals.
Mr. Shannon. Mr. Shannon, this site's really staticky.
It is.
And I'm like having a hard time hearing Aaron.
We don't know what's causing the static. Right now we're running through their box. Because we thought maybe it was something.
Mine up. Mr. Shannon, can you turn mine up? Because I really can't hear Aaron.
The blue knobs on that one's your volume.
Which one is he?
He might be 2.
Not know anything about that stuff.
To live coverage of the 2018 Aurora Conference Volleyball Championship Tournament on KHS LP 95.5 FM Delta Junction, the world's biggest little station. This is a co-broadcast with Hutchison High School Stream Team. Find us online at kdhs.fm, hhsstreamteam.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook. And if you're just joining us, Valdez has a 1-0 lead on the Hutchison Hawks in the semifinals of the Aurora Conference Volleyball Championships.
Valdez able to dig it out. Hutchison able to dig it out.
And Jade Watts will dig it, sets up a set for Sydney Johnson. But that's out of bounds, and Hutch has a 1-0 lead to start match 2.
Number 5, and Emily Wayfield is serving for the Hawks.
Jade Watts hits it up. Sets up little miscommunication by Valdez as they fall down 2-0 to Hutch in the beginning of this match.
Wayfield will serve again for the Hawks. It's a nice serve.
Johnson hits it up with a set by Carly Fleming. And the tap is good by number 2, Macy Hansen of Valdez, and they're on the board.
Right into no man's land there. Nobody was there.
They expected the spike, and they got a tap, and Valdez got a score. And number 10 for Valdez will serve, and it's good. She comes back in and hits it up. Jade Watts sets it up for number 4. She hits it over the net.
Hutchison keeps it alive. Nice little tap there.
Hit up by number 8. Sets up a tap by 4. And Jade Watts digs it out. A set by Carly Fleming and a spike by Sydney Johnson.
It's been a really good volley here.
And that spike by number 4, Cassie Howard, was short. And Hutch has a 3-1 lead over the Valdez Buccaneers.
Wayfield will serve again here for the Hawks.
And an obvious mistake by Hutch as they had the wrong person going to serve. And Valdez will get a point and the ball back. As Carly Fleming serves.
Hutchison keeps it alive very nicely here. Number 2.
Number
Alyssa
10
Goforth.
digs it out, and number 4, Cassie Howard, will spike it and score for the Buccaneers as they have tied it up early against the Hutchison Hawks.
Yet again, they were expecting the spike and got the tap.
And number 5, Carly Fleming, will serve again as she hits it up. Sets up a tap by Sydney Johnson.
Number 2, Alyssa Goforth with a nice spike there to give Hutchison a 4-3 lead here.
There's very little chance that Valdez was going to be able to dig that one out.
Yeah, that spike was far superior.
And Fleming sets it up for number 1, Jade Watts, and that goes out of bounds off the block from Hutch. And we are tied up 4-4.
That was a nice block there. Hutchison has really built the wall, I would say. Nice defense.
Yeah, just too bad it was out of bounds. Sydney Johnson will serve. That's hit up by Carly Fleming. Sets up a spike for Allie Sieber.
And the ball went up and hit a part of the basketball hoop here, and they weren't sure what to do about it. That resulted in another point for Valdez.
And number 6, Johnson, will serve again for the Buccaneers. And that's good.
Number 2, Alyssa
Good, great
Goforth.
dig by number 10 of Valdez.
And a nice spike by number 11 there.
Number 5 sets it up for number 8, Allie Sieber, as she hits it off the hands of Hutch. And Valdez will take the lead 5-4 in match 2. Johnson will serve again.
And Hutchison keeps it alive here.
hit up by number 5, Carly Fleming, which sets up a spike for number 8, Allie Cyber, but it is short.
And the match is yet again all tied up.
Seems like we have a way more competitive match 2 than match 1 here.
Number 2, Alyssa Goforth serves for the Hawks.
And that's hit up by Carly Fleming. And the set goes over the net by Jade Watts, and that's blocked by Cyber. But that glances off the top of the net and out of bounds. And Hutch gets the point.
Goforth will serve again here for the Hawks as she looks to make the score 7-5.
Number 3 digs it for Valdez. It goes back over to Hutch. And number 8 was unable to keep the ball from hitting the net. And Valdez is unable to recollect. And that goes underneath the net and a score by Hutch.
And a nice serve by Goforth.
And number 1, Jade Watts, will set it up for Carly Fleming as she hits it into some open territory on Hutch, and they score.
This match has been a lot closer than previous ones that we have seen here, Cale. What do you think is the difference?
Really, this Hutch team is putting the pressure on Valdez. And they really haven't been able to handle it, just like that spike by Hutch results in another score for them, as the dig was not good enough for Valdez. And Hutch has an 8-6 lead.
Jada Russell will serve for the Hawks.
And the dig by number 4 was a little strong and went sailing over the net, and it was a score for Valdez. And number 1, Jade Watts, will serve for the Buccaneers.
It's good and over. Hutchison keeps it alive here. And some miscommunication there by the Hutchison Hawks results in another point for Valdez. And the score is tied up yet again, 8-8.
And Watts will serve again.
Hutchison keeps it alive. Nice spike attempt by Alyssa Madragan there. Did not go over though.
Watts going for the 3rd consecutive serve.
Hutchison keeps it alive.
And that's blocked by number 7, and she hits it back, or number 2, she hits it back over for Valdez, and they score. As they've gone from down 2 to up 2 on the Hawks. Watts will serve again. She hits it up, which sets up a set, and the spike by Cyber, and there's another Valdez points, 5 unanswered by the Buccaneers.
And it seems that Jada Russell is really struggling over here against this Valdez offense.
Watts will serve again. And the spike was blocked by number 5, Carly Fleming, but they were unable to get it back over the net, and that results in a Hutchison point.
Very good effort on both sides here.
Yeah, both teams are a lot more composed than they were in the first match.
Edgerly will serve for the Hawks.
And that's dug up by number 4, Cassie Howard, which sets up a spike for Cyber.
Hutchison barely able to keep it alive.
That's a great dig by number 1, Jade Watts, and Cyber will hit it over off a set by Fleming. Watts is unable to keep it in front of her, and that ball goes sailing out of bounds as Hutch nears tying this thing up once again.
Kayla Edgerly is serving here for the... It's good. Oh, nice play by number 8 there.
And that dig by Kira Friend was a little strong, which set up a great spike by Hutch, which let them tie this match up 11-11.
Edgerly is about to serve again. It's nice hand over.
And again, they target number 3, Kira Friend. She's unable to keep it up in the air, and Hutch scores again.
And it will be Edgerly's 5th consecutive serve here.
And they hit that to number 4, Cassie Howard, which sets up a tap for Cyber, who just floats it over the outstretched arms of that Hutch defense and gets a score. As Valdez now ties it up 12-12.
This is a very competitive game here. As you can see, both teams really want to make it a state.
And number 9, Jillian Fleming, subs in for number 8, Allie Cyber. And Fleming will serve. And that goes off the hands of number 11 on Hutch, out of bounds, and Valdez goes up 13-12.
And the ball is in the bleachers.
Fleming will serve again.
Hutchison able to keep it alive here. Number 10 with a nice tip over
Fleming
the net.
hits it up for number 5, Carly Fleming, and Sydney Johnson taps it over the blockers of Hutch, and they score and now have a 2-point lead over the Hutchison Hawks.
And both coaches wanted to talk it out here. Score is currently 14-12.
Yeah, Valdez looks to have a commanding 2-0 lead in this semifinal game, as the winner has a spot in state. And the loser will face the Delta Huskies.
If there ever was such a thing, this game is definitely playing for keeps here.
Yes, it is. And this back and forth contest between the Valdez Buccaneers and Hutchison Hawks really shows that Hutchison has turned it around after that first match, where they seemed to get destroyed by the Buccaneers 25-10.
Yeah, the second set has been a lot more competitive.
Yeah, we've had a lot of ties, a lot of comebacks, and multiple runs by both teams. And Fleming will serve again for the Buccaneers.
Nice spike by number 8.
And Jade Watts digs it out for the Bucks and sets up a tap by Sydney Johnson. Number 1, Jade Watts hits it up again, and Johnson will tap it over Hutch as they almost save it.
Hutch
after
tried to
multiple
keep it
digs.
alive. It was close. It was very close.
Just the tap by number 11 on Hutch was not enough to get it over the net.
And, the
And
ball goes
again,
into the
they
stands.
target number 11 on Hutch, and they will score again. And Valdez takes a 4-point lead in this semifinals, and Fleming with the serve. Goes out of bounds off Goforth.
And the ball is in the bleachers yet again here.
And Valdez is closing in on that 25-point mark to take a 2-0 lead in the semifinals.
And Hutchison keeps it alive. Cannot get it over the net, though. It results in yet another point for the Buccaneers.
The serves by Fleming seem to disrupt this Hutch offense as she has scored on 3 consecutive trips to give the Valdez a 5-point lead.
And
to
Hutch is
6-point
barely
lead.
able to keep it over the net.
And a great volley as multiple blocks by number 2.
And Hutch is able to keep it alive. Another point for Valdez here, making the score 19-12. Hutch keeps it alive. Nice spike by number 10.
Dug out by Jade Watts, sets up a spike by Johnson, and the block was short. And Fleming hits it over.
Nice hit by
Cassie
number 5.
Howard will hit it up, and Johnson with the spike is good in the far right corner, as all Hutch could do was sit there and watch as Valdez gets their 8-point lead.
Making the score 20-12, Valdez.
Now, would a 2-0 lead be insurmountable for Hutch to come back from?
I think so, Kale. I mean, after all, a 2-0 lead is pretty demoralizing for a team, especially in the semifinals.
This team seemed to bring it pretty well in this second match, but Valdez has gone on a dominating run from down 4 to now up by 9. And now have a 10-point lead as they lead Hutch 22-12 on the serve by Jade Watts. Fleming will serve again, but this time it's short. And after that 14-point run by Valdez, Hutch will get a chance to answer.
Emily Wayfield is about to serve. It's good.
Hit up by Jade Watts, and there's a spike by Johnson, but it's blocked. And Hutch looks to make a run of their own.
And it looks like that's all Hutch needed.
Yes, it does.
Wayfield up for a second serve.
Hit up by Watts, back to number 2, Macy Hansen, but she's unable to get it over the net, and now Hutch seems to be on a little run of their own, as there are 7 points down on the Buccaneers. And that was a great serve, which made Jade Watts come flying up towards the net, but was unable to get it up in the air and allow her teammates to hit it over.
And the Valdez coach does not like that short run by the Hutchison Hawks here, as he looks to finish this second set of the game, as they are only 3 points away.
Now with this quick run by the Hawks, what do the Buccaneers need to do to combat this effort by the Hawks to not get down in a 2-0 hole?
Honestly, they just need to focus on the win. See, they're only 3 points away, so don't let this little run get them flustered. They just need to step back in and do what they've been doing from the start of this game.
I agree.
If they do that, they should come out with the win.
That sounds great.
Now, what do you think Hutchison needs to do?
Well, Hutch needs to do what they've been doing like the last 6 serves, just putting pressure, switching up the spots which they serve to Valdez, keeping their players rotating and moving, and just keep them on their toes and see if they can stop the big athletes on Valdez from spiking and getting points.
Wayfield with the good serve.
And that's set by Carly Fleming, and there's a tap by Johnson.
Hutchison able to keep it alive.
Fleming will set it up again for Johnson. It's off the fingertips, and number 7 is unable to dig it out, as Valdez is now 2 points away from a 2-0 lead on the Hawks. And number 10 will serve for Valdez. Watts hits it up, and there's Cassie Howard, leaves it short, as Hutchison looks to hang on.
Aliona Med-Dragon looks to serve for the Hutchison Hawks here.
That serve is hit up by Watts, and Fleming will hit it over for the Bucks.
Hutchison able to keep it alive. Nice spike by number 2.
And it looks like there's a great dig by Jillian Fleming. And as Hutch started celebrating,
That just goes to tell you, never celebrate too early.
but it looks like the ball hit the ground, and Hutch gets the ball back off a weird turn of events. But Cassie Howard gets the spike, and I guess ball doesn't lie.
I guess it doesn't, Kale. That just goes to show, don't celebrate too early.
And it is match point as Fleming serves.
Hutchison able to keep it alive. Number 2 with a nice spike.
And Howard hits it over off the fingertips, and Valdez has a 2-0 lead.
what they did before the end of the second set with that nice run. They just need to do that and really upset the Valdez Buccaneers defense. They just need to get them flustered and get in their head.
Really, it looks like the team that has the energy in these matches seems to get out ahead. And for both matches, it's been Valdez.
That is true, and that is shown on the scoreboard.
And number 5 for Hutchison will serve. And that's good.
Valdez is keeping it alive here. Nice spike.
And the dig by number 7, Bree Majors, sets up a spike for 2, Alyssa Goforth.
And it's barely kept alive.
And it seems like Valdez crossed the line.
Although nice effort by Jade Watts there to try to keep the ball alive. And it's up and over. And it's out of bounds.
And number 5 will serve again. And number 5, Carly Fleming for Valdez, hit the net on that tap. And Hutch has a 3-0 lead, which mirrors the second match.
Fleming keeps it alive. Doesn't quite go over the net though. Now it's over.
And number 5 will save it, but just out of reach for number 10, Grace Hallbrooks.
And Kendall Weisenberg serves it.
And number 11 digs it for Hutch. Sets up a hit up and over by Alyssa Goforth.
Nice setup by Carly Fleming. And Sydney Johnson
by
with the
Alyssa
point there
Goforth.
for the Buccaneers. Number 10 with the strong serve.
11 hits it up for Hutch, who sets up a spike for Goforth. And that's off the hands of Jade Watts. And there is a 4-2 lead for the Hutchison Hawks as they look to stave off elimination in this semifinals game. And the serve by number 8 is good.
Looks as though it came off the hands of Jade Watts, just a little awkward, and it sent the ball into the bleachers.
And she will serve again. Dug by number 7, Bree Majors, and number 5 for Hutch will hit it over.
Nice setup, number 4 with the spike.
Great spike by Valdez, and Hutch was unable to get to it as it scored.
Cassie Howard with the wonderful play there. Carly Fleming will serve for the Buccaneers here. Beautiful serve.
And that's hit up by Bree Majors, and the set by 5 leads up a spike by Alyssa Goforth.
Valdez kept it alive.
Bree Majors digs it out, and Emily Wayfield will set it for number 11. Bree Majors hits it for the set, and Goforth's spike is good off the fingertips of Valdez.
And that was a pretty nice volley there.
That was some great volleyball action in this Aurora Conference tournament.
It really was. I mean, that's what should happen. It is a semifinals game after all.
Even though these games have been pretty competitive, Valdez seems to come out on top in the last 2. But Hutch has a 7-3 lead right now.
And it seems as though Valdez thought that one was out of bounds.
And Bree Majors will serve again for the Hawks. And that one's good. And Majors tried to dig it out for Hutch, but was unable to, and Valdez
And a nice serve by Valdez.
hit up by number 8 for Hutch, and 5 will set it for 11. And that hits the back line. And it's good.
I don't think so.
Goforth will serve for Hutch.
And Valdez keeps it alive. Unfortunately, it hit the ground before they're able to kick it up over the net.
And Hutch has a 9-4 lead as they're hoping to have Valdez put away the brooms.
I mean, that is the goal here in set number 3.
And it's dug by Bree Majors, which sets up a spike for number 12. And that's blocked by Jada Russell. And it's blocked again by Russell, but that goes out of bounds.
Number 12, Jackie Stewart, is subbed in for the Buccaneers. And number 4 with the serve. That's good.
Dug by Alyssa Goforth, sets up a spike by number 12.
There was an attempted block by number 8 on Valdez. Seems as though she touched the net. That results in yet another point for the Hawks here. And that makes the score 10-5.
And number 11, Jada Russell, will serve.
And Jade Watts unable to recover.
And again, Valdez is unable to hang on to those serves by Hutch. As Hutchison has a 6-point lead, and Russell will serve. But that one's short. Ball goes back to Valdez.
And Jade Watts will serve for the Valdez Buccaneers. Nice serve. Unfortunately, it's out of bounds. Just a little bit too powerful there, Kale.
Just a little bit. And number 12 will serve for Hutch.
And a nice setup. Leads to a nice spike.
And that's blocked by number 8 on Hutch, but that goes back and will score for the Buccaneers.
And number 9, Jillian Fleming, is substituted in for the Valdez Buccaneers, and she will serve. Serve is good.
Majors digs it for Hutch. 5 will set for 8, and that's blocked. Back to Hutch, and 10 will spike, and it's blocked again. Number 5, Emily Wayfield, will set it up for number 8, and another spike.
Jade Watts keeps it alive. Number 6 with the beautiful spike.
Alyssa Goforth with the save, leads up another spike by 8, and that's off the hand
of Jillian Fleming there. And Hutch will get the ball as they have the lead 13-7.
And number 5, Emily Wayfield, will serve, but that's short. And the Buccaneers have the ball back, down 5.
Number 10, Kendall Wesenberg, will serve for the Valdez Buccaneers.
And that's hit up by number 11, set by 5, which leads to a spike by number 2.
Jade Watts with a beautiful dig up and over the net.
11 hits it back to Bree Majors, and she will take it herself and hit it over.
Valdez able to keep it alive. And the spike was out. And Hutchison will get possession of the ball here.
And Valdez takes a timeout as they are down by 6 against the Hutchison Hawks in this semifinals game of the Aurora Conference Volleyball Championships.
So, Kale, what do you think Hutchison is doing differently here to have the scores basically reversed?
Well, they're really not allowing Valdez to get some spikes in, as they've really neutralized the height of Valdez in this match, as they hold a 6-point lead in match 3 as they face being swept by the Buccaneers.
You know, that was some quick math there. No doubt, because of Mr. Klein, that you were able to do that.
Definitely. DK, the man himself. And number 8 will serve for Hutch.
It's up and over. Valdez keeps it alive. Spike attempt by 4. That's good.
And there goes Valdez getting back to the game that won them the first 2 matches. That little tap, which keeps Hutch off guard and allows them to score.
Carly Fleming with the nice serve.
And if Hutch can keep that in, that was a great hustle by Bree Majors. But number 11, Jada Russell, was unable to put enough power on that ball to get it over the net.
That was some effort there.
And Valdez closes in on this Hutch lead.
The serve is good.
And it leads up a spike by number 10. But it was not within the parameters of the net. And Valdez will score.
Looks like Valdez is about to make a comeback here.
And that's off the hands of number 8 on Hutch. And Valdez is within 2. And just like the second match, Valdez has made a run midway through the game after a timeout and seems to turn this around.
It has to be something the coach is saying, Cale. It has to be.
Definitely, because they have just gone on a 5-point run and are only down by 1 to the Hutchison Hawks.
Carly Fleming will serve for the Valdez Buccaneers.
And that's dug by Majors, set up by Wayfield, and Goforth will tap it over. And an amazing tap by Watts. And that bounces around on the net and drops into Hutch.
Tying up the score. Carly Fleming going to serve again. It's up and over.
That's tapped up by Wayfield. The spike is short by Goforth. And Valdez has its first lead of the night.
Fleming will serve. Nice serve.
And that's hit up by Bree Majors, and Goforth will hit it over.
Valdez keeps it alive. Nice spike.
Blocked by 11. And it seemed like they had some miscommunication, but miraculously hit it over the net. And they scored.
If anything, that will be the play of the game.
That was a great play by Hutch to stop this dominating run by Valdez. And the spike is dug by Bree Majors, and 11 will hit it over.
And a nice
Bree
spike.
Majors hustles to the back, sets up Goforth to hit it over. And Johnson will tap it. And again, that tap is detrimental to Hutch as they are unable to control it. And Valdez takes a lead, 16-15.
That tap has been really the key of Valdez's success here.
Yeah, Hutch has been great at digging out those spikes, but are definitely unable to get to those taps.
Valdez keeps it alive. Nice tap again.
Great dig by number 5. And it seemed like there was a little too many hits there by Hutch. And Valdez will take a 2-point lead.
It seems as though this Valdez lead is getting Hutch just a little bit flustered here.
Yeah, Hutch had a 6-point lead. But since then, Valdez has gone on a 10-1 run to take a 3-point lead.
And it looks as though Valdez is ready to close out these Hutchison Hawks here.
Yeah, after midway through the game, when Valdez started to turn around and go on that run to eventually tie it up 15-15, it seems like they haven't looked back and are probably looking to bring out those brooms.
Does sound good. The Hutchison Hawks coach is probably talking about that they don't want the broomsticks to come out. They need to do something here.
Well, at this point, Hutch needs to not think about the 3 games they need to win and just take it 1 game at a time, as they are facing defeat in the match 3, as they are down by 3, 18-15 to the Valdez Buccaneers, as Valdez looks to secure that spot in state.
And a nice serve by number 6.
And dug by Bree Majors. And 11 will tap it over for Hutch.
Valdez keeps it alive.
Majors runs across the court to save that.
Nice
but the
block.
spike is blocked by from Goforth. Goforth saves it. And we have a great volley.
Valdez able to hit it over the net.
Majors digs it up. Set up by Wayfield. That goes too close to the net. And Valdez takes a 4-point lead off a great volley by both teams.
It was. That volley was pretty magnificent, if I do say so myself here, Cale. Beautiful spike by number 6.
Right to Goforth as they set her up for the tap through the arms of Valdez.
And the spike is good.
And the block was not good enough to keep the ball on the other side for Valdez. And Valdez will take a 20-15 lead.
I guess that spike was just far superior. More so
Very
than
much
the block.
so. And that hit by number 8 goes sailing by the basketball hoop. Majors is unable to get to it. And again, Valdez is dominating the second half of these matches as they are 4 points away from a sweep. Majors hits it up. Wayfield will set. And there's a spike by number 11. And it seemed that Valdez crossed up Majors on that, and she was unable to get to it.
Kendall Wesenberg was able to hit that ball right in the no man's land and get the Bucks 3 points away from securing this sweep.
That was a great hit by Valdez. And now they are 2 points away from sweeping the Hawks as number 5, Emily Wayfield, was unable to control that ball.
Number 6, Sydney Johnson with the spike. It's good.
Number 8 hits it up, sets up a set by number 5. And the great spike by 12 hits off the roof. And Majors and number 8, Alona Madragan, were unable to communicate on whose ball that was. And Valdez is at game point.
Sydney Johnson will look to bring Valdez the berth to state here with the good serve.
And that's dug by Majors. The tap by number 11, and the Hutchison Hawks stay alive as they are down only by 8.
Kyra Friend is going to be subbed in for the Buccaneers.
And Goforth will serve.
And number 4 with the nice tap.
Number 5, Emily Winfield, sets it up for 11 off the fingertips of Valdez. And the spike by Watts was short. And Hutch is within 7 points. A pressure situation here for the senior Alyssa Goforth as she serves, and it's good. 8 will hit it up for Wayfield. Sets up a spike by 11. And a little miscommunication, but the tap by Sieber above the net hits off the head. And it looks like the referee messed up on the call, and we have some premature celebration yet again.
Yet again here, Cale. Second time in this game. And it looks like all right, timeout was called.
Looks like there's a timeout as there's some miscommunication by the refs.
Miscommunication has been all around this whole tournament.
They thought Valdez got the sweep, but it was just a Hutchison point as Hutch is within 6 as they are fighting off elimination. And it is a 1 point away from victory for the Buccaneers as they hope they can score before Hutch can get within 24 points.
And you can clearly see the difference in the facial expressions of both teams as Valdez is all smiles while Hutch is very intense.
And Hutch has a senior, Alyssa Goforth, serving in this precious situation. One mistake could give Valdez the win. And the serve is good.
Valdez keeps it alive.
Cyber hits it over, and that's hit up by number 8, sets up a spike by 12, and that is out, and Valdez It looks like it went off the fingertips of Valdez. And yet again, there's miscommunication by the refs. And Hutch will get the ball back as they're down by 5 now. Cyber will spike it, and that's hit up by Majors. Emily Wayfield will hit it up, and 12 taps it over. The spike is hit up by number 8, and there's another spike by 11, and that's in. As Hutch has come back down by 9 and have pulled in within 4. A lot of premature celebration and miscommunication by the refs. Have got some outbursts of celebration by Valdez, but Hutch keeps chipping away at this lead. 12 hits it over and again into a no man's land, and it is a 3-point game.
This game is really close now.
Both teams have been on run after run as Hutch looks to tie it up. Goforth will serve again. That's good.
Valdez
Set
keeps it
by
alive.
Watts, and that's over the arms of 11 into the hands. And the spike is good. And Valdez is within 2 points.
Looks like Valdez premature celebrations here have really cost them.
I'm not sure if that's a fault of Valdez or a fault of the refs. There have been some major miscommunications, but Hutch keeps plugging away. And finally, the Valdez Buccaneers have won. As we double check with the refs to see if they don't reverse this call.
Yet again here.
So finally, the Valdez Buccaneers have won as they sweep the Hawks in the semifinals.
There's been some great volleyball action here in the Aurora Conference Tournament.
And the Valdez Buccaneers have beat the Hutchison Hawks in the semifinals 3-0. And you've been listening to live coverage of the 2018 Aurora Conference Volleyball Championship Tournament on KHS LP 95.5 FM Delta Junction, the world's biggest little station. This is a co-broadcast with Hutchison High School Stream Team. Find us online at khs.fm, hhsstreamteam.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook.